Hiya, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. I already filmed this video, but my mic was muted, so I am rage-induced. But, hi. Shit. Today we're going to be talking about part 2 of Xiao. We're going to be doing our best to cover him in all of his fantastical glory. I kind of lucked out on a lot of things. Yeah, but anyways, we're going to be getting into him. I want to make a part 3 of this, by the way, but that's when I eventually have everything built for him. Right now, I have almost everything built for him except for Team Synergy exactly, but I still have one team that's still just insane. But I want to get Xiao fully realized. I need him to have enough HP healing to heal through Xiao's basically negatives. And I also want to get Fischl leveled up, but that's way more investment. I've invested a great deal into Xiao already. Or Xiao, sorry. Xiao. So I need to level up our girl Fischl all the way over here. Jesus Christ. Yeah, level 40, no artifacts. It feels rough. But Xiao's on his way to being pretty okay. So hopefully I can get that video to you guys sooner rather than later. But, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, forgive me, baby, because I've joined it. I'm SCUM. I've SCUM. I wish so badly. For those guys who are unaware, I really wanted the Gladiator set to be viable on Xiao. The reason why is because I like his melee combat. His melee like flurries are just beautiful, and his plunge in his alt form is really cool too. But it gets really old really fast when you've seen it like 100 times, and you can't even see him really because it's like you just see this blur smashing into the ground and a bunch of blue everywhere. I would love to see the swirls of the beautiful attack combinations that he has. And the reason why I was hellbent on this maybe working is because Genyu just came out and she was fantastic, like utterly broken. So it seemed like you could have your cake and eat it too. And it seemed like there was a new era of DPSs that was going to start to take place where like, yeah, you can be kind of like, this person is going to be amazing at his task. And maybe even good at other things. But no, Xiao is really just a plungy boy, and that's basically it. With the exception of the thing that, the way you build Xiao is the way you build damage in this game, period. So that means you're going to want a shit ton of crit rate, crit damage specifically, and elemental whatever that you deal. The only thing with Xiao is that you actually do need an incredible amount of elemental recharge. So we're going to get into his artifacts in a minute, but this is what we're rocking. Now, you guys may be like, well, Grin, I've seen people who have 60 crit rate and 160 critical damage. You're slacking off, Grin. What's going on? Well, first of all, those people have unlimited resin refills, all right? Get off me. Secondly, I don't have that. But the one thing that people don't talk enough about is Xiao's issue with elemental recharge, which after it's been quite a while, people are kind of talking about it quite a bit now, which is good. But Xiao does very just significantly less than he does in his ult. So you want to get to your ult as soon as you possibly can. I'm not gonna say you can do nothing outside of your ult, because you can, but it's just so much of your kit that if you don't have it, you're kind of a lunatic, kind of a crazy person. You're gonna want elemental recharge as much as you possibly can. So, with my crit rate and crit damage being as high as they are, that allows me to have allows my weapon to be an elemental recharge weapon, and therefore get me a pretty decent amount of elemental recharge, ensuring me, whenever I want to jump in my ult and wear my mask, I can do it. Not only that, but we also got really lucky with attack scaling and all that stuff. Also, I'm rocking a level 5 weapon fully maxed out. So by the way, the reason why this video is coming out now is because I got Xiao to level 90, which means we get 24, I think, or 27, something like that, crit rate on a base, which is massive. That means you only need a little bit of crit rate to kind of get yourself in a ballpark, which is amazing. Anyways, I also got his weapon all the way up to level 90 itself. Rip my crystals. But also, I got a lot of his talents incredibly high up. And I can get them even higher if I want the next rotation, which I'm kind of waiting to invest in his talents more, because right now we're killing things kind of too quick to where it's kind of just getting nuts. And again, I will increase my war level probably really soon, probably this week. Because yeah, he's getting a little boring and I want to like hit something more than twice. As for his constellations, Xiao definitely doesn't seem like he needs any of his constellations, with, again, the only one that seems valuable is the first one. This one seems fun. It would be cool to have more scaling on your alt, but it's fine. You're okay. Again, we don't need any more. We don't need like 50,000 damage per hit. We're dealing like 20 or something right now, so we're more than fine. Actually, we're dealing more than 20. But anyways, again, one thing that I just want to cement is I wished so badly that your base melee, like I wish that you could go full gladiator set and just amplify your base melee, but the reason why you can't is because it scales so terribly. And like I said, I thought that when Genyu came out, it would make sense that, okay, yeah, Xiao can plunge and hit really, really hard. But why wouldn't you also want to make his beautiful melee attack combination like be viable too? Because it had so much, the flurries, the waving of the staff is amazing. Why would you not want people to see that? I want to see that, but it's really inefficient to see that. Anyways, yeah, like this is all the way to level 9, and it's at 46%. What? And if you look, bring your eyes to the very last one, lunge and high plunge damage, or low and high plunge damage. Well, I don't know what the fuck I was reading. It's 30% damage modification. What? Are you shitting me? If we look at a character like Razor's base attack scaling is fucking insane. Like 150. His second one is 215. Razor also is a claimer user though, so that's why his modifications are bigger. It's because he swings slower outside of his alt. But still, yeah, it's a shame. I would have loved to run Gladiator set. It just seems like no, he scales so terribly. But again, he doesn't. I'll show you guys gameplay in here in a minute, and yeah, you can totally run him as a main DPS. But if you do run him as a main DPS, take note of this. Now, level up priority is still level up your alt, because that's where he shines the greatest. Secondly, level up this, because you're only really there for the plunge damage. I'm sorry to say it, boys, but it is what it is. And then this one. Do not sleep on this one, because this changes Xiao from being like kind of a side DPS where like it's weird, like you're better off you running him as a secondary DPS. But with this lunge, I'm blown away that this does so much damage, because this changes him to basically be able to like flurry hit somebody and then dash, and then you just smash someone right in half, and it is great. Oh, so we have a contestant. Oh, look at this. Okay, so when one dash does, we couldn't see it. But anyways, when we melee, we're dealing 1,000 to 2,000. We're not running Gladiator set anymore. That's just because we have a high crit rate. 17,000 on that dash. So you see what I mean? Like that takes him from being like, okay, we're dealing kind of okay damage to Vladoosh. Gone. Immediately fucking checked out. So it changes him from being like that skill to me is what defines him as a DPS. And it comes back incredibly quickly. I thought it didn't, but it does, just because it's constantly on cooldown, and it's like, yeah, it's going. Also, because we have so much elemental mastery, energy recharge, we're good. We do one dash, 4 particles, gets me almost my entire alt back. I don't need to run Venti, and we'll talk about team synergy in a minute. But again, just to gush about the insanity that I got on my character, let's go through that. Yes, I don't have 60 crit rate. I'm 2 off. Sorry. Yes, I don't have 160 this. Sorry, again, I could get more. I don't have my helmet leveled up, or my flower leveled up. But I got elemental mastery, which most people don't have. Second thing, I also got a decent amount of animo damage, and most you can get, at least right now. And I got elemental mastery. So I got recharge, crit damage, crit rate, elemental recharge, or elemental mastery. All that's amazing. So this allows me, this 150 elemental mastery allows me to actually dip my toe into swirl effects and stuff like that. And also, I've run Albedo, so I can get another, 180 or 120 or whatever it is, 140 extra elemental mastery for my entire team. So I don't know what, my camera just decided to turn off, turn on. Okay. Everything's falling apart. But my point is that I lucked out immensely on Xiao. This is not a normal thing where you got a pretty decent amount of elemental mastery. Your attacks, I'm at 236 attack. Okay, it's not, at least for me, that's pretty nuts. And let me show you guys the yields. Well, first let's talk about team composition. I know, I'm the worst. Okay, well first let's kill everything and let's talk about why we're doing what we're doing. So we're gonna put down this, we're gonna go ahead and do this, put a shield on, that's gonna give us a massively amplified damage. We're now doing 30,000 rather than 2,000 damage. We're gonna dash through that guy, absolutely obliterate him. We have our ult, but we're not gonna do it because I'm gonna mainly be showing you guys our base damage. Also, I don't wanna activate that, so let's do this. And see 1,000, 3,000 because I have Zhongli's shield. We're actually okay. I forgot about that. Let's reapply it. Boop. And let's melee these guys. So again, 1,000, 4,000, 2,000, 4,000. So yeah, it's again, whenever we crit, we smash things hard as fuck. We're also going to just do this because it boosts our elemental mastery. We're going to do this, and most things don't survive at this point, which is kind of the problem that I'm running into with our boy. We just did 20,000 damage. We usually hit for 20,000 with our dash, which again, most things die, like fast. It kind of feels bad, honestly. I need to increase my war level at this point because yeah, it's getting a little not fun. Anyways. It's a good play. It's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have. But let's talk about team combos real quick. I couldn't do it because we were in combat. But yes. Okay. So I want to make a part 3 for this video because, or for like Xiao again, just to cover his other team comp, which I think Xiao is going to be the best kind of in-slot healer for him, just because it allows this is a character that constantly outputs water or an element. And that's going to be massive. Now, is the reason why this is a good team in general, and this is something that we actually figured out last time, is Enduring Rock, the elemental resonance for Geo, is just insane. It's just amazing. It's so fun and good. But we get a 15 increase to shield strength. Cool. But when we're shielded, we get 15 bonus damage dealt by everything. That is damage dealt by Animo. That is damage dealt by elemental, physical damage, all of the things. It is just a nice blanket damage increase that affects everything. And when it affects everything, it affects one thing because it all adds up to the same total. It just is much better. Secondly, if you happen to have Zhongli, you put on his shield, he debuffs people, I think, for 15% of physical and elemental resistance, meaning that they'll take 15 extra damage if you're near them. That's also massive. But not only that, but when you deal damage to any enemy, it increases or decreases their geo resistance. So it's going to be they're going to be taking increased damage to everything. So running 2 geo people is an amazing comp for just increasing your overall damage as is. I still think Xiao would be probably best even in this team comp. Just because, again, being able to reapply an element or keep everyone on with an element would just create more crystals for you, create more reaction swirl, especially with our elemental mastery, and also Albedo's effect on elemental mastery. It would just cause more damage overall. But a team that I think would be absolutely massive with the team, this is why I want to make a part 3, is Xiao, Waterboy, and Fischl. Fischl I think would be absolutely massive. But Fischl's not leveled up at all. Well, she's leveled up at all, but no artifacts, no nothing, trash, garbage. It's terrible. No weapon to her name, it's just a nightmare. So, we gotta get to that eventually, but that's my next character I'm gonna level up. I think that's gonna be quite the combo for anybody. Fischl's just good overall, but yeah, I think it'll work out, maybe. But yeah, so that's why I want to make a part 2, is because I think they will just play together really, really well. Xiao activating water, and every time you activate an electric element, which Fischl has Oz, which will constantly apply those electric elements. Fischl has this skill right here, which is whenever you cause an electric-related elemental reaction, when Oz is on the field, which is the only time we're going to be able to do that, it's going to start striking lightning down on your opponents, which is going to look really cool. You're like, your anima particles are all around you, sword blades are flying out of you, you got this shield of Zhongli's shield on, and you got lightning striking down everybody. It's just electricity swirling and bouncing off of everybody. It's gonna be massive, I think. I hope. But enough talk, let's go ahead and run around and start dealing some damage, and I'll show you guys what's up. Again, a lot of our team comp right now, oh, this is not a damage one. I did my dailies beforehand, and the video went to shit, so that's why. The whole thing was a nightmare. We actually did do some gameplay stuff already, but, you know, sadness. I will say, again, if things would have, like, fallen different from me, like, with me, my team would have been different, by the way. So, like, if I didn't have as much recharge as I did, it's one of this stupid game one, I hate it so much, I'll be back. My team would have changed, basically. So if I would not have gotten the staff that gives me a ton of energy recharge, if my artifacts were just fighting me, I would have eventually had to pivot and use different characters, but because Xiao is basically, like, perfect. End of sentence. Like I got crit rate, crit damage. He got enough element. Like he can literally just support himself. He doesn't need Venti to take care of him to like keep animo particles coming in so he can use his ult. 2 dashes, and I'm 90% there, if not 100% there. So yeah, we're good. We're in good company. All right, we're gonna go over to this place. It's got some treasure hunters that we can slam and smash. Also, I need to kill some ruin guards. That's just for me though. Actually, no, I don't, because I leveled my weapon full. I was doing that to level my weapon, now we're good. Well, still good enemy to like kill. Like, you know, they're just a hefty boy. It's a hefty enemy. So of course, we could just melee ourselves. Again, we're dealing like 1,000 to 2,000 generally, 4,000 at the end because that's the one that has the greater scaling. But on a passive, we're doing like 1,000 damage more or less all the time. 3,000, almost 4,000 whenever we crit, 5,000 right there. Again, great. So it's I'm still able to vicariously live through my dream of just like doing that. But again, 1,000, 3,000 dash, and he's dead. So yeah, our dash does a crazy amount of damage, and that's with us playing stupid. With us playing a little bit more smart, we'd be putting up our shields and all those kinds of things, which would increase our overall damage just when yeah. Also, I haven't really, no, I haven't showed you guys. Sorry, let's do that real quick. So this is me with just my ult. Again, our ult hitting for 26,000, 10,000, 26,000 again, no enemies alive, 27,000. See, that's more like it. When we ult, we hit for around almost 30 without a shield. With the shield, on average, we hit for 31,000 per lunge. And again, some just passive things. If you don't have a good elemental recharge that you can do, you can actually use a dash before you use your ult. So say like right now I don't have any, so actually we were already here beforehand. Anyways, but say if you want to, like for right now I have no ult, so all I'll do is just quickly do two dashes. Well, that guy died before I could do a second one, but the second one should give me that. Also, we did 7,000 damage right there on non-crit. Pretty good. We have our ult. So one of the things that you can do, should do, and all of these things is, let's get up here first. Let's do this. Let's do this to freeze them. Okay, so you should use both of your dashes and then use your ult. The reason why is because that way you basically can back-to-back your ult. Also, it leaves almost everything dead in your path if you have your dash leveled up. So, massive. Also, there's always one here just digging a hole. We're going to ruin his day. But again, as always, you do need a babysitter with Xiao. But right now, you guys can see, right then, we activated our ult. I didn't use any of my dashes to gain particles. I didn't use any of my other characters either. And we already have our ult back. That's because I have stupid high recharge. But say if you didn't, say if you ended your ult, you'd probably have like, what is it, 60% of it done because you managed to dash twice and use your ult. That way you hit twice, you generate 4 or 8 particles. You activate your ult, depleting your ult, which will then suck up those particles and giving it to your total. Because when you dash in your ult, you don't get any particles. So you want to use the benefits of your dash before you ult, ideally right before you do it. Because there's not much reason to like use your dashes while you ult. It's only more damage, and you're probably better off like jumping a great distance and then trying to get closer to the enemy, or even just sprinting over them and then doing your death from above. But anyways, like right here, I have both my dashes. So ideally, what you do is you dash, use your ult, let your ult go, and by the time your ult ends, you'd use whatever dashes you have to get your ult back in 2 seconds while the particles come to you. You'd be having your ult again. So that's kind of the way you're meant to play the character, it seems, or at least the way you can optimize your playstyle, I guess, with the character. As of slimes are weird because they don't get affected by swirl, but just because we deal so much damage, it's kind of fine. Again, I'm making ourselves do more damage by utilizing our other characters, boosting our elemental mastery, as well as just locking them down so I can just smash them, and then we'll jump up in the air. But like 4,000, again, like our base melee hitting for 4,000 per hit, but we hit so fast. When we crit, it can just go down their health, and then if you don't want to do that, you can just do a dash, and they'll just shatter because your dash does so much scaling, or it's just so good basically. And the same thing still stands, that melee jump, plunge, melee plunge, like that's still the best combo for damage. I'll show it to you guys again just in case this is the first video you guys are seeing of your boy Xiao. All right, but yeah, man, I can't wait till I have Xiao like leveled to where like he hits pretty hard. Damage is happening, all that kind of stuff, because that's just gonna get pretty nutty, I think, pretty fast. At least I'd hope it would. Okay, here we go. Boop and habop. And just for the heals, we're gonna do this. We're gonna activate our ult, even though we don't have to. Also, I should have used my dashes beforehand. That's on me. I apologize. And boom, they're dead. Also, we're gonna run over here. Hey, god damn it. See, 22,000 right there. Also, just 30, oh, dead immediately. Absolutely massive. Okay. But yes, again, a big reason why that is because we're using our shield. We're using Zhongli's shield and Geo Resonance, which just gives us an extra more damage. Also increases the weaknesses to Geo, so You hit harder with Zhongli and all these things, so just why not? And also Albedo, so why not? Why not just make it even greater? Anyways, we're gonna do this again. This whole time you've not seen me once without my alt, because that's what we do here, boys. That's what we do here, all right? We're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do both of our dashes, and we're gonna use our alt. That way we get the particles back. We also get to use our max of our abilities, and everything's dead. We're gonna cancel our alt because, yeah, it's too much. It's too much. Also, every single time we're able to go into this encounter, this one, it could be rough, because yes, it could just get rough. Let's do this. I don't think that's back. No, but this, there we go. That should give me my alt. Oh, but they do that shit. No, it's not enough height. Come on, Leaf. There it is. Okay, so that one's so frustrating, by the way. In the trailers, they show that if like you tap them with your lunge while you jump, it works. It's so fucky. Simply put, it's real fucky. Again, I wasn't managing things as well, so now we finally don't have our alt back. But give it a minute, and it'll happen. I promise. Yeah, we'll be able to get it with both of these. And boom! Alt time! Boosh! Boosh! Stop it! Okay, so what I was talking about is you melee dash this. Like that. So I'm meleeing once before I do my dash, then I'm quickly meleeing, so I'm not getting like full height. Because some people were thinking that you have to get the apex to get the most damage. You don't. Or if you do, it's not more efficient than getting to the ground faster so that you can do it again. Because you theoretically are able to hit more. It's like DPS. Like damage per second is greater than the highest possible peak. But I still think it gives you like the most damage, which is like 31,000. Which did it show 31,000 for us there? Hopefully that's what it was. But yeah, we do 31,000 damage per plunge. Pretty solid. I'm sure your guys' damage can be better than mine, by the way. Again, I'm rocking Elemental Mastery as well as a good bit of energy recharge. So if you just like ignored all that stuff and you just got really lucky with just getting critical damage and shit, yeah, you probably get to, I've seen people get like 40 to 50. But a lot of it's also based on your skills. Like I still have plenty of my skills to level up. My alt, like my plunge damage is probably where it's probably going to be for a good bit. But my alt damage and my lunge, like dash through people kind of damage is good. But also, you guys see, after I'm doing like the double dash and I use my alt, the thing that's in front of me is dead. It's not one of these things, you know. What should we do for like a damage showcase? The only thing that kicks our ass is the wolf. And by that I mean, well, that's the thing. When you build your character for crit rate, crit damage like we have, even our base melee is dealing a decent amount of damage, as well as we have a 5-star weapon. Alright, fair enough. All of those things contribute to our base melee being pretty good, so even against the wolf, just doing base melee, which is not like insane damage, but it's 4,000 on a good day, it can compound and be pretty good. Also, I would like us to take in Venti, but fuck it, that's not what we've been showcasing, but Venti can just group all these people together. Again, these are level 90 people, which sometimes when you're traversing throughout the world, they send you like level 80s and stuff. These are guaranteed level 90s, and you can see we still smash them. Great. Again, I cannot wait until we can get Xiao and Fischl in here and doing all the swirls, alright? But I should probably just level up Fischl, just brute force, just to be able to see if the combination works, because that should be like evident even if it's not the craziest thing ever, you know? Do that, get our ult, do this, do this. Again, there's a bunch of ghost people, which is frustrating and annoying, but we just killed him immediately. Again, it's super important that we have our shield up, so if you can try to avoid taking damage. But yeah, like a 12,000 on a 27,000. Yeah, our shield's off though, that's why. But if our shield was up, we would be doing 31,000. And yes, but in fact, let's put our shield back on. Boom. He died because of the Zhongli buffs, frankly, but okay, fine. Also, we're gonna heal up with this. We could have done that as well to get like more elemental stuff happening. Again, Xiao would be best because of that reason, I think. The only thing I'm missing on Xiao is an HP thing in place of his critical damage thing. Don't ask. It's a lot. But yeah, I would like my crit rate to be higher. That's why I haven't leveled up my flower for Gladiator set. It's one of these weeks I'm hoping to get that. And if I get crit rate up to like 65, then that's even better, you know. But even then, again, just the idea like most of the time we're gonna be doing critical damage or like a crit hit is good enough, especially when our crit damage is 160, give or take. It's like 150 something or 159. Please, please. But I think I showcased everything that I wanted to. And again, like the thing that's pretty important is to do the double dash before you use your ult is super important if you don't have a lot of elemental recharge. For me, my Xiao is weirdly sustainable across the board because he has elemental mastery, so he can do like elemental swirling effects if he wants. He also has crit rate, crit damage, and recharge. Recharge is the big thing. I could swap out for like one of the weapons that's in the season pass weapon or something like that, which has crit rate built into it, which is really good. But it's not as good as the energy recharge, because unless you always want to run a Sucrose or a Venti. But to me, again, like I'd rather always have my ult and then supplement that with 2 Geo characters, giving me the crazy amount more damage, and that's across the board. But with that being said, though, again, the team that I talk about that I think would be really good is Xingqiu, Fischl, and Zhongli as his support carries, because of the way like elemental swirling I would hope would affect something. And again, with my elemental mastery, I think that could work pretty well. We would be getting less elemental mastery because Albedo wouldn't be there for his ult boost. Elemental mastery. Regardless, talking nonsense now. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Let's kill this witch and call that a video. Let me know if I'm missing anything. Again, at this point, I've like dug through a bunch of videos to see if I'm like on the right path. Again, not a fan that I have to be meta scum, but is what it is. It's a life that's not ideal, but it is what it is. Again, let's just do this to wrap this up. Boom, ha-boom, ha-boom. Why are we only doing 13,000? Are we only seeing the damage from the bugs? Because, yeah, we can see that we're doing like 30-some thousand, but why are we doing so less for you? 13,000. Again, 13,000 is not bad at all. Just to, like, echo that. Not a psycho. It's like, that's amazing. Also, the traversal ability for your dash is just fun. Also, he looks badass. Like, there's so many more other things that comes to, like, a character. But I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully, you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. This has been Xiao. Him absolutely fantastic. This is my Xiao, personally. I know some people went the other route and just went, like, crit rate and then forgot about elemental mastery, forgot about elemental recharge, and just kept spamming crit damage so they hit for so hard. There's nothing in the game that requires you to hit that hard, but also it's cool. But yeah, my Xiao is sustainable, self-sufficient, if you will. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Subscribe button over there, as well as 2 videos further that way. I do want to make a follow-up video when we finally have that build that I kept talking to you guys about. But anyways, or let me know if the build's trash. Maybe it's not good and I'm just overthinking it. But anyways, thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.